right, boys and girls, let's go ahead and bring our social studies notebook and a pencil to the carpet, please. Remember to stay on a level 0. Come back. Please lift our chairs. Charles, please join us. Yes. All right, so we have been now expanding west. We have learned, well, what did we learn yesterday? Who can refresh my brain? Let's refresh all of our brains. Charles, what did we learn about yesterday?
The angel farm.
Okay, what was that picture of? The picture with the angel, Jordan.
The manifest destiny.
Okay, so we first started our journey west talking about manifest destiny. And what is that manifest destiny? Namar?
The idea of the United States from being Pacific Ocean. This side. The Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so manifest destiny was talking about going from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Aaron, can you expand on that? Okay, all this travel westward, yes. But what specifically? We gave manifest destiny a definition. Matthew.
I also have something that we talked about yesterday.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let's finish our thought with manifest destiny. Keaton.
I wanted to do two of them. We first started out talking about manifest destiny, and she was like the future for all the colonists.
Okay, yes, but what was the idea of manifest destiny? Nate.
It's America's destiny to move westward.
Okay, it's this idea that Americans had that it was our right, our destiny to move west and expand. So, Matthew, what did you want to tell us about what we learned yesterday?
We also learned about the Louisiana Purchase.
Ooh, so we started out with this yellow territory that was known as the United States at the time. So then yesterday we learned about this thing called the Louisiana Purchase. Why is the Louisiana Purchase important for us to know about history? Lily?
Because it was the first large purchase.
Okay, it was the first very large purchase that the U.S. made. What else? Bo?
I think it almost doubled their land.
It doubled the size of the United States. What else? Namari?
The United States bought it from France. France agreed on it. The United States bought it from France for
Perfect.
$12 million.
Yes.
The France said yes because they're in war. They needed money, and it didn't use that land for much.
Okay, so say that nice and loud again so everybody can hear.
The United States bought the Louisiana Purchase from France for $12 million, and the France agreed because it needed money. France needed money for war, and they weren't using they weren't using the Louisiana territory. So they gave it
Perfect.
to us.
So France was like, okay, I'll make you a deal. So today, we're going to find out what happens next. We're going to continue on this westward expansion. And we have a really strong local tie to our westward expansion of the nation. So today, let's look up here, hands down. I can explain the impact of Lewis and Clark had on westward expansion. Raise your hand if you've heard of those people, Lewis and Clark, before. Okay, wonderful. So, we're going to learn more about what they did and why they're so important and why you've heard of them before. Hands down, please. So, here's a picture, and this is Mr. Lewis and Mr. Clark. And I want you guys to take about 30 seconds, do a quick picture analysis. Look and see what details there are in this picture. Think about what we discussed yesterday for the motivations behind westward expansion. All eyes should be up on the board now. Kayla, Parker, eyes up on the board, picture analysis. Okay, so let's think for a quick minute. What was out west that made us want to go west? Alex.
So they could be more safe from other countries and more resources.
Ooh, okay, what kind of resources? Dakota, what's out west? What kind of resources are out west? Okay, so different types of natural resources. Sarah? Water. Layla? Okay, that goes with water. What would be a major reason for us going west? Lily?
Wood and minerals.
Ooh, what's a mineral? What is a mineral that might be a huge motivator to get people to want to move west? Domingo?
Gold and riches.
Gold and riches. So let's keep that in the back of our mind. We're wanting to make a lot of money. Yes, we're expanding. We are getting more land and becoming stronger as a country. But we also want that gold. So yesterday, what did we talk about with the Louisiana Purchase? Parker?
I had one for the one that while we were going to go west.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Hold that thought. What did we talk about yesterday with the Louisiana Purchase? Looking at our map, we talked about something very specific. What did we discuss? Erica, what did we discuss yesterday with the Louisiana Purchase? I need you listening. Jordan?
That Spain sold it.
Not exactly. We bought it from France, remember? Bo?
To go into the river and travel and trade.
Okay, so what river? Okay, the Mississippi River. And what did we talk about with that river? We talked about certain things concerning the river. What strategy did we use to organize our thoughts? Your notebooks are right in front of you. Malachi. Okay, it was a border that we were kind of scared of at first. Alex.
The Mississippi River.
Yes, the Mississippi River, but what did we do with the Mississippi River yesterday? Lily, I see you have your notebook open. Thank you.
We made like charts.
Okay.
And we split it into 3 different parts. One is physical feature, another one is promote human settlement, and another one is limit human settlement.
Okay, so yesterday we looked at this Mississippi River, hands down, and we talked about how it could promote human settlement and how it could limit human settlement. So looking at this picture now of Lewis and Clark, what might be a physical feature or a natural feature that we could add to our chart? Dakota? Absolutely. So go ahead and add to our chart. We're going to add the natural feature forest. So turn and talk with a partner. What could limit human physical feature, or limit human settlement? Sorry. Yes. Yes. Turn and talk with your partner. What could be the limitations of a forest? Take 30 more seconds, please. All right, let's go ahead and all turn back around. What could be some limitations? What did we discuss yesterday was a limit? If it's a limitation, what does that mean? Kayla? Something bad or something that might slow down people wanting to move west. So what are some limits to forest? Dakota? Forest fires, absolutely. Write this with me, guys. Forest fires. Sarah? Wildlife, new undiscovered wildlife.
You put wild animals.
Wildlife, please. Brandon? Poison ivy. There's also what else? Poison ivy is a plant. Jordan? Okay, well, we have wildlife up here, so that takes care of the animals. So let's just put plants. And we'll put dangerous. You can put poisonous. Both. Okay, well that kind of ties into wildlife here. Nate?
Plants can also be a good thing.
Ooh, plants can also be a good thing. That's a good way to transition. Go ahead and turn and talk now about promotions. What could promote human settlement? Okay, so mallow, there is a mallow plant, yes, and that helps with like worms. Absolutely. So we have things so maybe we can put something generic about plants being a good thing Okay, so all right, turn back around for me, please. So, what are some ways that a forest could promote westward expansion? Nate?
Plants can equal medicine.
Okay, plants can also be helpful. What else? Cool, I haven't heard from you.
Wildlife could be good.
Okay, why could wildlife be a good thing too? Absolutely, it could turn into food for you. So wildlife. What else? Malachi.
They had a lot of supplies for you to build a shelter.
Okay, so lots of supplies. What are those supplies going to be? Hayden.
Wood.
Okay, so wood, and what else is in a forest?
Natural resources.
Absolutely. So all kinds, plants, animals could even be used as natural resources. So we will put resources. Dakota.
For wildlife, it could be for food and home.
Okay, so we kind of have wildlife up here as a generic because it could be food, it could provide fur, which could turn into shelters and clothing. Dakota.
Maybe they could help them live like a fire and like
Okay, so definitely wood is a big factor here. So we'll put that up here as its own category. Sarah.
It can provide shade.
Okay, shade. So again, it goes into those natural resources. Last one, Amari.
You can have like mini hiding spots. Like there's like Indians or something. You can like hide up in the trees or hide like under a tree or something like that.
Okay, so shelter.
Oh, shelter. That's what hide.
Fabulous. Give me a thumbs up if you have finished copying down these. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Need to be writing. All right, hands down. We're getting ready to watch a video. As soon as I get a couple more thumbs up from some friends, we're going to watch a video about Lewis and Clark. It's just a quick 2-minute thing. And I want you guys to be thinking. Do some inferring. What do you think might Lewis and Clark have come across in their travels? Maybe some exciting things, maybe some dangerous things. I want you to think about this whole new world that we now have with this new land purchase. What could that bring to the U.S.? I'm waiting to see just those last couple thumbs up. All right. Hands down, save your questions, please.
At the turn of the 19th century, most of the territory west of the Appalachian Mountains was a mystery to non-Native Americans. So when President Thomas Jefferson completed the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, he wasn't entirely sure what he bought. He knew the huge tract of land swept west from the Mississippi to the Rocky Mountains, nearly doubling the size of the U.S. But no reliable maps of the full area existed, and Jefferson wanted to know if there was a Northwest Passage, a water route across the North American continent that could open a new world of trade. Jefferson knew just the man to explore the region. Meriwether Lewis, with fellow explorer William Clark and 31 others, Lewis set off on May 14, 1804. The group was called the Corps of Discovery. The expedition first traveled up the Missouri River into the Great Plains. That's where a young Native American woman, Sacagawea, joined their team as translator and ambassador. After a tough trek, the Corps reached the Rocky Mountains in the spring of 1805, ending their hope of finding a Northwest Passage. But they pushed on, and in November 1805, finally reached the Pacific Ocean. Lewis and Clark returned to Missouri 2.5 years after they left. They traveled nearly 8,000 miles, collecting more than 300 species of plants and animals. They also recorded the first detailed maps of the vast new region. Though they could not discover a Northwest Passage, their incredible journey paved the way for westward expansion.
Okay, so let's now talk very briefly. What are some obstacles that you think Lewis and Clark might have come across? What are some successes that you think they might have? What do you think this excursion, why do you think Thomas Jefferson wanted them to go out? What was the motivation behind their trip? I love seeing these hands, but let's turn and talk so we can try to get everybody's hand up. All right, let's turn back around very quickly, please. All right, so what are some of those inferences that you have about what this journey could mean for the United States? Alexis. Okay. Okay, so she remembers from the video that the natives in Sacagawea helped with trade and with translating. What do you guys think? Do you think that Lewis and Clark, every encounter they're going to have with a native, do you think it's going to be good every time? Why not? Willie?
Because most natives don't want other people coming into their lands, and when Lewis and Clark come into their lands, they get upset, and then they get mad, and they try to chase them out.
Okay, so maybe all this native relations won't always be such a great thing. What other inferences did you make, Sydney?
I thought that maybe they get hurt, that maybe all the wildlife
Okay,
that's going on the journey.
okay, so wildlife, discovery. What else? Charles, what was one thing you and Nathan talked about?
We talked about how they were walking. They explored all the different places.
Okay, so when they're exploring these new places, what do you think is happening? What do you think they're doing? Domingo?
They're writing it down maybe on a piece of paper so they can come back and check or something.
Okay, so they're charting or mapping the unknown land. All right, one last one, Erin. I'm actually going to create a chart for us today. I'm just writing them up there on the board for us to keep in our mind. And I'm going to keep a chart for us tomorrow. Hayden,
Diseases.
what about diseases?
If there's diseases,
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? Why do you think their journey connects to diseases?
because if they're going exploring,
Uh-huh.
if they find something new, they don't know what it is, would have a disease.
Okay, so let's just put up here new discoveries. So, hands down. What we're going to do now is we're going to deepen our research. We're going to go into our secondary source now. And what is the secondary source? Lily, or Layla, sorry.
Like going to classes or something like that, and look for more stuff about.
Okay, so on our Weebly site, if you do have a device at your desk, go to the Weebly site. There are 2 books on there. Thomas Jefferson and Lewis and Clark. You're going to do research there. Those of you that don't have a device, what secondary source are you guys going to use? Erica?
We're gonna either
Get a book
So you guys are going to read page 358 and 359 in your orange book. And I will draw sticks for the 3 computers that we have. So while you guys are reading, I want you guys, kind of like Lewis and Clark, to chart your new discoveries, your new ideas, what new important details you discover about Lewis and Clark. You are going to chart on the right, and any key ideas or terms that you come across in your reading. So, Matthew, what are we going to do?
We are going to chart important details and key ideas in our notebook
Okay, where are you going to get those important ideas or key details?
from either your book or from the computer.
Absolutely. So, are there any questions before we go out to independently read? All right, Nathan's table, you may go back. Erica's table, you may go back. Alex's table, you may go back. We're going to have about 10 minutes. And Cindy's table. Bo's table. 4 more minutes. off for me, please. Make sure you have all your important details in your journal. All right, Nate's table. Bring your notebook and a pencil down to the carpet, please. Dakota's table. Bring your notebook and a pencil down to the carpet, please. Cole's table. Bring your notebook and a pencil down. Nolan's table. Come down to the carpet, please. Make sure you put your devices away. Alright, Mackenzie, come join us on the carpet, please. You won't. Layla, come down. Quickly, please. Alright, so as you guys can see, my organizer is really sad. It's really lonely. There's nothing out there. So, help teach me. What did you guys learn? What did you discover? You guys were on your own expedition, kind of like Lewis and Clark, but you were going through your research and through your notes. Jordan, what's something I could add up here?
That Lewis was Jefferson's secretary.
Okay, so is it important for us to know about history that Lewis worked with Jefferson? Is that a main historical importance of him?
No.
Probably not, but that's a good fact. It's a fun fact to know. Let's first try to answer this question. What was the purpose of Lewis and Clark's expedition? What was that main purpose, Matthew?
To find out what resources or to get to the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so find a route to the Pacific. Make sure that's in your journal. What else? They wanted to find that route. Why? Let's ask that first. Why did they want to find this route? Cole. Okay, to find that passage, why? What would be important with that passage? Matthew.
The importance of that passage would be for the people on. That way we know how to move westward. That way there's a
Okay.
path for us to know how to move westward to the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, but think about when we wanted access to both sides of the Mississippi. Why did we want that Mississippi River all to ourselves so very badly? Trey.
Where we can trade.
Okay, it makes trade so much quicker and so much easier at the time. So, do we think we want a trade route from the Atlantic here on this side all the way across the nation to the Pacific? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes, that would be major important. So, Lewis and Clark needed to find that route, or that was one of their intentions. What else happened,
Jefferson wanted them to discover what was in the Louisiana Purchase.
purchase? Dakota.
12 million.
Okay, so yesterday one of our resources told us 12 million. And what did our other resource tell us? Oh, 15. So somewhere between 12 and 15 million. Do you think that Jefferson was like, okay, here's your check, here's your money, we're good to go? And he just didn't want to know anything about what he bought? What do you guys think? Okay, so sending Lewis and Clark helped what, Namari?
Help discover what Jefferson bought for France.
So, discover what the territory had to offer. So, if this was one of their major purposes behind their expedition, let's think about this question. How did Lewis and Clark help America gain knowledge about the West? So they were sent out to try to find out information. So how did they help us gain that knowledge? Lily.
Clark wrote like a journal, and then they also created maps, like the first detailed maps.
Okay, so Lewis and Clark created maps while they were traveling. And what did they do with those maps? Jordan.
Clark would draw new stuff to see what's in the area,
Be more specific. What stuff are you talking about?
like animals, stuff they never seen before, like new animals, new species.
Okay, so where did they put this information? Parker?
I had a question about the log that might be
Yes, please hurry. You need to bring it to the carpet though. Alexis. Okay, so we had these journals, and in these journals, Jordan, what did you tell us they collected?
They collected Clark drew new stuff to see, like new species.
Okay, so they're collecting what? He drew pictures, he wrote down information, they're collecting what?
Information.
Or, Alexis? Okay, so journals where they collected data. And information. About their discoveries. All right. Any other important details? Alex.
Well, I also learned
and tell me why you chose one of these boxes. Questions on the exit slip. Make sure you put your name on it. As soon as you get it, you may go back to your seat.